going on out there, YouTube? Cecil0320 representing JVS. Got man Joe Johnson 030 here. What's going on, you guys?
Yep, we heard.
We about to talk about that X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, you guys probably weren't going to see this until Wednesday or sometime. I would call this kind of like a part one. I think I'll go into more in depth a little bit later on, but I got to say, man, I was impressed. I actually really did enjoy this film. To give you context, this to me is as good as X-Men First Class. Does it hit that Days of Future Past level? No, I'm not blowing that much steam under it. But it has some really great X-Men moments, really great action moments, and we're about to kind of tell you why as best we can. Joe, what did you think about the movie?
Oh, I thought it was dope. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. Why did I think it was a great movie? Well, in short, I think it was a great movie because the Dark Phoenix aspect, she definitely had people shook. Like,
yeah.
The OG characters were like, yo, like, she is a huge problem.
Yeah.
But also it gripped you because it's like, she really didn't even know, like, she was just completely undone, like, unraveled.
You were empathizing with everything that she was really dealing with.
Yeah, you were empathizing with her, but at the same time, you were like
you're going down this path.
Like, she is so unstable. But at the same time, it's like, you were frightened for everybody.
Yeah.
But then you also were like, man, she is going through it.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. It was just like, watching like a bad argument between two people that you care about. Like a very intense argument about like, so it's just like, man, like, what is going on? Like, yo, this is really happening.
Yeah.
And it was just like that. Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Sophia Turner because
she did a great job.
She did an amazing job acting this, and I'm not knocking Famke that played the original Jean Grey because she did some good work in her prime, but this is not a Last Stand situation. This was done a lot better. This was done 10 times better than how they handled it The Last Stand. Not just, from an emotional standpoint, from an acting standpoint, and from a VFX standpoint. Some of the stuff they did in the VFX, especially in the third act, I was kind of just like, yes, I've always wanted this. And the other thing about this is the scope. They do kind of like hold back on a lot of the cosmic stuff. So if you're looking for more like the comic book cosmic aspect of it, they try to keep it as grounded as possible. I do think that that's a lacking. If they would have went ultra cosmic with it, maybe it was because Fox, they knew the rights were going over to Disney. But I think if they would have went super cosmic and really told the story of these other villains, I think that they could have went a whole different route with this and beyond. But definitely standouts would be, for me, the VFX, the action sequences. There's some action sequences in this film that I was like, this is some of the best in the series. Like, there's moments where, like, your boy Scott, Nightcrawler, your boy Magneto go
turn up.
They were turned all the way up. I mean, that's not even saying like Phoenix was lacking. Nah.
Oh no.
No. She OP. She OP, but they were giving it. There was a moment where they were all fighting amongst each other. I love that moment.
Oh yeah.
I love that moment. But another thing I would say is that the acting in this one, probably some of the better ones since First Class, specifically with Beast, James McAvoy as Xavier, and just their relationship. Even, I would say, Jennifer Lawrence in her connection. Like, there was a couple of different ads and promotions about Mystique And I kind of was like, man, that's kind of left field. Like, what does this mean? But when you get the context of what's really happening and what really happened, you start to understand that there's some other people that are responsible for some of the things that were happening in this film.
For sure.
That add extra layers to the story. And I think the story is pretty well sculpted. There were some things I would change, for sure. But all around, I had a really good time. This was not an apocalypse situation. But yet it wasn't, Days of Future Past either. It wasn't to that scope. But I think it was on level with First Class, to me. You got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely on that same kind of plane
With First Class. Yeah, and it's just like... what made the action scenes like very satisfying was the fact that everybody was on just like on edge as far as like their emotions go. So like they were like, so you definitely had Jean Grey. She was going through what she was going through, but you had everybody else was affected by like their own decisions, her decisions. So everybody was like super like on edge the whole movie. So when they were like, the action scenes where they were fighting, like they were giving it their all. Like all of them were turning up like it's all chips on the board. Like they were fighting emotion, like personal. Like this is personal. Yeah. This is emotional. Like
Ooh, I got one other comment I want to say, and I'm gonna end it with this, and I'll talk more in the other joint. If you ever wanted opportunity for those characters that didn't get their moment, this movie gives you that. Like, for real. Like, I hadn't seen Nightcrawler turn up since X2. I ain't seen Scott Summers turn up ever.
right. Yeah.
I ain't seen Storm. Now, let's do disrespect to Halle Berry, because you did an amazing job in John Wick 3. But I ain't seen Storm get bucked ever. Even in Apocalypse.
That's true.
And it's kind of just like, I got that in this. And it's like, it's sad because why you had to wait till it's over to give me all that?
right.
And the other thing about that is, I say all that to say, even if and when 5 years these characters are going to go to Marvel, keep the actors.
Great job.
I personally think you should keep the same actors and just let them progress after 5 years later. They're going to be old enough. Figure out what story you want to do with them, because they have these roles. They are iron these out. I feel like they've earned these roles, bro.
That's a great Magneto, Jean Grey, Scott. Great job.
And it's like, even with Xavier, my man James McAvoy can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, he got the best Patrick Stewart impersonation ever.
He does, yeah.
And mannerisms. Either way, I pray that they try to keep these actors, because I really don't feel like them recasting. And I mean, I know that Marvel's going to do their thing with how they're going to be positioned and how they're going to be done, but I feel like, you know what, you already got a good cast. Just use them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and there is no end credit scene. So don't look for anything outside of that. I'll be going to more details in my review when I get home a bit later on. But we about to dip set. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Talk to you guys a bit later on. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell button, because we got a lot more content coming. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Peace, guys. Oh, I forgot. My review number. I would rest this movie at between a 7.5 and an 8 out of 10. Maybe 7.8, 7.7. I actually really did enjoy the film. I highly recommend you go and check it out. I think that if you're a long-time X-Men fan from Fox, I think it does service the franchise well. And again, I would equate it to as good as First Class. I really would. Dare I say, it might be better than First Class. There's things they could have done to make this completely epic and end it in a bang, but I think that they closed it out pretty nicely. I just want more.